Howdy, guys. Attorney Walter Hnot. I wanted to go ahead and take a moment. Let me go ahead and do this real quick. Where's the button? That's not the. There it is. There. That's as far as down. Okay. Here we go. So here's the thing that you need to know about the Social Security Commissioner, Commissioner Kijikazi, has taken a step that a lot of commissioners before have not taken, and it's actually a really, really important step because it's increasing the likelihood of attorneys to represent SSI claimants. Now, you heard me over the past couple of weeks saying, look, we're not going to be taking a lot of SSI claimants going forward that are under 50 years old. And the reason why is that we kept losing money per every single claim that would come down the pike as a result of representing this person. Now, the increase to the attorney's fee for basically SSI and SSDI people, the top limit went from 6K, and she's raising it in the process of raising it up to 7,200. But here's the thing. For a lot of attorneys, they play this, you know the game. The game is they make the claim last longer. The longer the claim lasts, the more the attorney makes, yada, yada, yada. So kind of the bottom line is a lot of attorneys play the game where the claim's going to take as long as it possibly can. We go about this the other way, which is where we try to win it as quickly as we can, get her done, and basically get the referrals from the people, get the 5-star reviews from the people, things like that. We are the most highly reviewed single attorney law firms that only do disability, benefits. So only disability law. We are like the most highly reviewed disability firm, I think, in the states around Florida, but I know Florida. So kind of the bottom line here that I just wanted to give you a quick heads up on. Howdy, Linda Soda. Howdy, Kendra Reed, is that there's going to be a change. Now, why is this important? It's not going to directly affect my ability to go ahead and represent SSI claimants. However, the big boxy types of firms are going to be more likely to represent those SSI claimants going forward because they increased the fee cap by $1,200, which means that there's $1,200 more that could potentially go to the attorney and the employees of the attorney and the business upkeep of the law firm to go ahead and represent these SSI claimants. Now, this is for both SSI and SSDI people, but the thing is this, most SSDI people did not have a hard time finding somebody to represent them. I mean, if they're under 50-ish, sure, there's that aspect because there's no potential grid outs. But the thing is, SSI people under 50, I think there were 2 law firms. Mine was one of them that was, taking on those claimants. They pulled out. We pulled out 2 weeks ago from taking those claims. We only take SSI claims if people we know, we like, essentially refer them to us. Then as like a nice thing, we still take them. But otherwise, we had cut it off. That was it. It was over. We were done with it. So as a result, let me read to you the specific thing from the SSA. This is specifically from the Federal Register, which is the government's, you could call it a lot of things. You could call it their golden fleece of writings, or you could call it the rag. Either or, it's somewhere in between there. Here we go. Summary, we are increasing the maximum dollar amount limit for fee agreements approved under the Social Security Act to $7,200. Effective November 30th, 2022, we may approve fee agreements up to the new dollar limit, provided that the new fee agreements otherwise meet the statutory conditions of the agreement process. So if you're an attorney or a non-attorney, make sure your fee agreement either says up to $7,200 or says, or the maximum available under blah, 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 blah. Cool. Okay. Supplementary information. The Act provides a streamlined process for a representative to obtain approval of the fee for the representative, the representative wishes to charge for representation or representing a claim before us. To use that process, the representatives and the claimant must agree in writing to a fee that does not exceed the lesser of 25% past due benefits, which we all know is 25%. It really should be 33%. That's one of the things I think Commissioner Kijikazi should really focus on here, is bumping that up to 33%, because if she does that, that increases essentially the monthly, and the attorneys that try to fight to get people found disabled as quickly as possible, that will help them. Whereas just this cap increase, that just helps the big box firms that are doing this, wait the claim out until you get the full fee. All right, so let's go here. Does not exceed the lesser of 25% of past due benefits or prescribed dollar amount. Section 5106 of the Omnibus Budget Reconciliation Act, OBRA, of 1990, Public Law 101-508, set the initial fee amount at $4,000 and gave the commissioner the authority to increase it periodically, provided that the cumulative rate of increase did not at any time exceed the rate of increase in the primary insurance amount, the PIA, since January 1st, 1991. The law further provided that notice, where is it at? Notice of this increased amount shall be published in the Federal Register. Blah, 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 raising the federal maximum fee. Okay, so this is an important sentence. On February 4th, 2009, so it's been a long time. It's been a really long time since they've raised that fee. On February 4th, 2009, we published a notice raising the maximum fee to $6,000, effective June 22nd, 2009, which is the current maximum dollar amount for fee agreements. So what most attorneys have, just so you guys know how it works, is they'll have a fee agreement. The fee agreement will say, hey, we're going to get 25% up to, for the administrative law judge hearing, $6,000 or the federally, the maximum federal amount that's due. That's what most of ours have. That's what mine has. But now I've switched mine over to $7,200 or the maximum. I have to, put it into the new stuff that's going to be coming out, but it doesn't matter until basically 2022. Wow, that plane out there. I don't know if you guys can hear it, but they flew low. There's an airport like right over there, and they have some shitty students. I have seen some stuff, and you forget federal aviation law. I'm just happy they're alive. All right, anyways, let's keep rolling. In setting the new cap, we consider a number of factors, including feedback we received about the current fee cap, cost of living adjustment rates, the PIAs, data about fees authorized under the current fee cap, increases in disability benefits, data about case backlogs, and the effects on our claimants. But the main thing is that people were not going to be representing SSI claimants going forward. That's the main thing. Like at the end of the day, people were just cutting them out. They were going to be left to essentially just any social workers or anybody that was willing to take a really tough claim, kind of your SOAR people, stuff like that, people that are working at a homeless help shelter. That's who these people were essentially left to. Now, beginning November 30th, 2022, decision makers may approve a fee agreement up to the new dollar limit if the fee agreement meets the statutory conditions for approval. No exceptions to the fee agreement process exist, and the favorable determination or decision is issued on or after this date. We are setting this date to ensure that there's adequate time to provide training and guidance to our employees and to make necessary changes in our information technology infrastructure. They got to tell their fee people, the SSI people, the local field offices, and their SSDI people that are at their giant payment centers how this is going to work. And how it's going to work is they're going to take $6,000 as the maximum fee cap, and they're going to change it to $7,200 as the maximum fee cap. That's the training that they'll get. That's the spiel. All right. The acting commissioner of Social Security, Kilo Kijikazi, PhD, MSW, having reviewed and approved this document, is delegating the authority to electronically sign this document to Faye I. Lipsky, who is the primary Federal Register liaison for the Social Security Administration for purposes of publication in the Federal Register. All right. What do you need to know? I don't think it's going to have a huge effect, but you got to understand, I've been in this industry since my firm, since another firm, and then another firm before that. And then there was like a little itty bitty firm in between there. So I've been in this industry for a while. I've been in this industry for 15 something years. Okay. My own firm, 8 or 9, going on 10 years, somewhere over. So I have to look it up to figure out exactly how old my firm is. So the point here is what's going to happen is we're going to see more and more attorneys being more likely to represent people that were just getting the short side of the stick. They were just not getting a good deal. And that's not a bad thing because people do not inherently want tougher claims. The big box firms, they suck up the easiest claims. Oh, they suck up the easiest claims. I don't get a lot of easy claims. If you guys ever wonder why I have a wide knowledge base, it's because you guys ask me the toughest questions out of nowhere. And a lot of the calls we get on Thursday night when I go live to answer anybody's calls who calls in from 8 to 10 p.m., a lot of those people are already represented. And the attorney is just like, I don't care. I don't know. I'm not getting paid anymore. Go away. And we don't do that. We do the other thing. But you'll notice sometimes somebody will come up with a question. I'll be like, I don't know. I'll have to go look it up and then have them email me. That idea of that show was actually based off of something that I loved when I was a little kid. And it's just a little anecdote. Then we're going to end this video and do a different one. But when I was a little kid, and some of you guys will know this, there was a show, and I can't remember the name of the show, but there was a show where there was a guy, and he was incredible. He would essentially have people ask him really tough video game questions. Now, back then, there weren't that many video games. It was possible to know as much information about every single video game that was out there. It was totally and completely possible to have a massive memorization. But if he was stumped, he would give somebody a video game, a console, he would give them something. And that's what I wanted the show to ultimately kind of like evolve into, is that, you know, you can ask a question. If I answer it, cool. If you stump me, you get something. I wanted to evolve into that. Although I'm restricted though, I can only give people something of a nominal amount. But now that we have Biden and massive inflation, nominal amount could be $1,000. Who knows? Who knows? Now, I'm kidding. It's supposed to be like $20, but nowadays it could be like $40 because of essentially what's happened. All right, guys. So, anyways, I will catch you a little bit later. This is a good thing. Commissioner Kijikazi did what most commissioners did not want to even touch. And this is a really great thing because it's going to get attorneys to want to represent those claimants that didn't have as good of a shot before. Anyways, I will catch you a little bit later. You have a wonderful day, and we'll go from there. Thanks so much, guys. Bye-bye.